Imagine this. You're running through a forest trail on a warm summer day. Suddenly, ow! Something tiny sticks to your socks, and your shirt, and your dog, and somehow your hair. You look down and realize you've been attacked by burrs. Those tiny spiky balls that cling to everything. Annoying, right? Well, what if I told you those pesky plant burrs helped inspire one of the coolest inventions in modern history? Believe it or not. Welcome to Believe It or Not, the show where weird is real and the truth is stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Bryan, and today's story is about how a hiker, his dog, and a bunch of sticky plant burrs led to the creation of Velcro. The magical material that holds shoes, spacesuits, and yes, even giant airplane parts together. Believe it or not. Let's head back to Switzerland, 1941. High in the Alps, where the air is crisp, the mountains glow silver in the sunlight, and the forests smell like pine and adventure. Our hero, George de Mestral, wasn't just any engineer. He was the kind of guy who took things apart just to see how they worked, even when his mom begged him not to. He once dismantled an entire alarm clock at age 12. Did it ever tick again? Nope. And his dog Milka? She wasn't just a pet. She was his hiking partner, snow explorer, and Burr magnet. One afternoon, after a long hike through tall grass and wildflowers, George and Milka came home looking like nature had glued tiny alien hedgehogs all over them. Burrs on Milka's ears, burrs on George's socks, burrs on his sweater, burrs on the curtains as Milka shook them off. It was a burr-tastrophe. Anyone else would have groaned. But George? He squinted. Instead of yelling, he leaned so close to a burr that he nearly went cross-eyed. "These little guys are persistent," he whispered. Then, boom, that spark of curiosity lit up his brain like someone switched on a lighthouse. He grabbed his microscope and he placed a burr under it. And what he saw made his jaw drop. Each burr had tiny hooks, thousands of them, curved just enough to latch perfectly into loops in fabric and fur. They were like miniature grappling hooks built by nature. George stared, and his mind raced. What if he could recreate that? A fabric that sticks without glue. Something reusable, strong, simple, and completely new. It sounded impossible, but he got to work. For weeks, months, years, he experimented. His workshop became a battlefield of strings, fibers, burned materials, melted pieces, broken tools, and frustrated sighs. Milka watched patiently from a corner cushion, occasionally covered in prototype hook strips that stuck to her tail. George tried making hooks from cotton. Too floppy. He tried wool. Too soft. He tried stiff fibers. Too pokey. He even tried twisting tiny wires. The problem? They poked holes in everything. People laughed at him. His friends said, "George, nobody cares about sticky fabric." His bosses said, "Maybe invent something less fuzzy." His neighbors asked, "How's the dog hair project?" But George wasn't giving up. One day, after many failed attempts, he managed to create tiny nylon hooks using a special heat-cutting technique. They were strong, springy, and when he pressed them against a fluffy strip of loops, Snap. He froze. Pressed again. Snap. Pulled apart. Shh. His eyes widened. His heart thundered. He had done it. The world's first hook and loop fastener. He named it Velcro, combining velours, velvet, and crochet, hook. Velcro. But guess what? At first, companies totally ignored him. They said it was too weird, too noisy, too fuzzy. Seriously, they said fuzzy fabric would never catch on. Then, everything changed when NASA called. You see, astronauts in zero gravity needed a way to attach tools, hold down food trays, keep equipment in place. And Velcro, it was perfect. After NASA used it, everyone wanted it. Backpack makers, shoe designers, hospitals, ski gear companies, airplane engineers, even TV and film studios. Velcro went from weird and fuzzy to the future. Today, it's on spacesuits, in operating rooms, on kids' shoes, in army gear, on athletic equipment, and inside airplanes and cars. And all of that because George wondered why burrs stuck to his dog. Nature invented it, George noticed it, and the world benefited from it. Believe it or not, nature itself invented the idea first. George just paid attention. It's amazing how something annoying turned into something world-changing. Velcro happened because George de Mestral stayed curious, even when everyone else thought he was being ridiculous. It reminds us that big ideas often hide inside tiny everyday moments, even in something as small as a plant burr. Now, here's something for you to think about. What's something small or annoying today that might actually be a brilliant idea hiding in disguise? Today, we learned that Velcro wasn't created in a fancy lab. It came from a hiker, his dog, and some sticky little burrs. Nature gave the idea, and George de Mestral turned it into one of the most useful inventions ever. Believe it or not, a tiny little plant changed modern technology forever. Now, before we wrap things up, here's a little Velcro joke for you. Why was the burr able to complete a marathon? Because he really stuck with it till the finish line. Next time on Believe It or Not, we're heading to the Korean Peninsula to uncover the wild, rushed, and late-night story behind the creation of the DMZ. How 2 officers were given almost no time to divide an entire country on a map. You won't believe how chaotic it was. Until then, keep wondering, keep learning, and remember, sometimes the truth is weirder than fiction.